Hey everybody, it's Syxnity here, back to another video on the channel. Today, we're going to be doing a tier list of the worlds, and I'm going to be marking it from the best to the worst. So we have 5 tier lists here of best, great, decent, boring, slash sucks, and worst. We're going to be tiering all these worlds from what I like the best into the worst worlds that ever. So, we took all these out because these won't be necessary in my tier list. I'm not going to use any of these. These will be stuff we're not going to use. So best means that it's my favorite. We're gonna put best. Best will be like my favorite worlds. Worlds that I like the best. Great will be worlds that are great, but not my favorite. Decent will be alright, pretty much alright worlds. Worlds that I feel like it was alright. Boring that sucks means that I feel like the world is horrible. It was boring. It was not good. I felt like it was pretty boring. So, yeah. And worst. Worst is means I hate that world. It's the worst ever. It's not my favorite. My worst ever. Worlds. So, yeah. So let's get right into this video. So first thing on the list we have Wizard City. Wizard City. I'll put it on great because it is a good start world that I played since this is the first world you play in. You go into this world, you get all your beginning, you get all your start, you get everything from the beginning. You go through there's not too many quests that you go through, and I feel like this is a pretty good start world if you're a beginner. And I really love this world because you could go to the bazaar, you could go do a lot of things such as going for certain things, and it's just an overall good world. Not too many explanation, but and all that. So I pretty much enjoyed this world. It was a good start for me for my ice wizard. I'm an ice wizard that I started with, and it's a pretty good beginning when I first started this game. And this is where you begin it, and I really liked the way they made it. And you can go through the schools easier. You can get to your school professor easier, and I really enjoyed this. So before we continue on this video, I just want to say that this is my opinion. You can comment down below what you think of what you would put for your best and your worst tier list. And this is my tier list, so hopefully you guys don't judge me. This is my opinion of what I think is the best world for the worst and all that. So let's keep going. So Croctopia. This one, I'm going to put Bolling's That Sucks. I wasn't a fan of this world. Even though it is the second world of the game after Wizard City, I wasn't a fan of this world. Even though it wasn't too long, it wasn't too bad. I just felt like that there was certain stuff. It's just too sandy, just not too unique. It doesn't have a really good storyline in my opinion. I'm not really a fan of this world because Croctopia is not a good world in my personal opinion because you have a lot of. It just gets annoying. Because I just don't, I lost in battles in this world as my ice wizard, and it was pretty long. It felt pretty long for me, even though it is not a long world. I wasn't really much of a fan of this world because it just felt repetitive in certain areas. You had to keep talking, and it kept getting boring and boring. We had to keep going for some each time, boring. So that is why I'm gonna put at Boring That Sucks. Mildly bound. You guys are probably gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna put it on decent because I wasn't. Even though it's not a bad world. I like the storyline, like the houses. The looks lovely. Even though that's the case, I feel like putting it at decent because I love that. Even though as much as I like the houses and all that, they're really cool. I just felt like there's you have to walk far to get into a certain area sometimes. Even though you do have really cool spots that you can travel to the spots, I just felt it was pretty repetitive at certain areas as well. Same as Croctopia, but the reason why I put it as decent is because I feel like it's a pretty decent world. Built base, the way it's made, the way it's controlled. And the quests aren't too hard, but at the ending, it started getting a bit hard. Because you have to, because I just struggle with doing the final quest, and I as much as I enjoy this, as much as I enjoy this, I just feel like it's gonna be decent. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's the best. So we're gonna put that on decent. I think it's pretty decent mold. Next, Mushu. I'm 100% putting this on great because Mushu is a great mold. You have, it looks like a cool balance, like outside. You go outside. It's like an outside mold. It has a really good soy line to it. You pretty much have to collect stuff and wait it to the person to go to. There's like a stabilized person like you have to wait it to. It has a pretty good soy line, pretty good stuff. And I'm just gonna say this in my opinion. I really liked Mushu. Mushu is one of my favorite worlds. But it wouldn't be, it's not gonna be on the best, it's not gonna be the worst, it's not gonna be decent. I just feel like that it's an alright world. And that's all I'm gonna say. Because it has a really good storyline in the Great Towers. So that's the reason why I put Mushu great. Dragonspire. Dragonspire. It's not the worst. I'm gonna say it sucks in general. I'm not a fan of Dragonspire. Because even though it has a really cool look, I just ain't a fan of it because I feel like you have to do a lot of quests, you have to... The storyline was really good though. I like the storyline built on top of this world. But the problem is, I just feel like there's too much of a walk in certain areas. I feel like that there's no uniqueness to this world. It's very hard, I feel like. Very challenging. And I feel like it's a world that I wasn't really a fan of. This was one of the worlds I disliked the most. But it's not going to be the worst, but it's going to be a sucky world. It's pretty boring as well, in my opinion, because you have to do like over 100 quests to get to this world. I'm pretty sure it's 100 something. So, and even though it's 100 something quests, it is pretty boring with the way you do that. Even though they have pretty good storyline at the ending of the arc 1. It's pretty much the ending of arc 1. And my personal opinion, Mushu is 100% the best. Mushu and Wizard City is 100% the best. I would put Dragon Spiral for this. Let me do that. There we go. So I would put 100% Dragon Spiral over Clocktopia, but I'll say this right now. Dragon Spiral is not the best world in the game, and I do like the storyline and all that, but the problem is I wasn't really a fan at certain areas in this world, and it just wasn't my favorite. So I'm gonna mark that as there. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't have much to say about Dragon's Power. I just don't like it. Celestia. I don't know where to put it. It's either gonna be here or here. I'm just gonna say this. I don't like Celestia. Worst world. One of the worst worlds ever in this game. I wasn't really a fan of Celestia. When I played Celestia, it just... Even though it's like repetitive, like, it's too long to get to a certain area You have to do a lot of different stuff. I didn't like this is the first quest of Arc 2. This is the first world of Arc 2, so... It has a lot of stuff that I wasn't really a fan of at all. Like, even though it's a watery world, I just wasn't a fan of it because it has a lot of stuff that I wasn't liking the world that much. The storyline, terrible. I'm gonna be honest. That's not good to start an arc. It's terrible. And I wasn't really a fan of that world because it just has quests to do that wasn't really fun. I didn't enjoy every bit of that. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't a really good world in my personal opinion. And I just wish that this world was never in the game. It's just void. It's not unique. It doesn't have the proper style to the world. And that's why I'm not really a fan of this world. And I'm sorry, Celestia fans. If you guys are fans out here of Celestia, I'm sorry, but I have to put it there. It just wasn't unique to me. Next one, oh my god. Next one we have is Avalon. And guess what we're going to put this in? We're going to put this in the best world. One of the best worlds by far. Avalon has been so fun to me. I enjoy the storyline. I enjoy the uniqueness built of the world. I feel like it was a pretty good quest line. The story made sense. The way it was built made sense. I I love the cute animals that they have in this world. It's really fun. It's been one of my best. It's one of the. It's pretty much the best, even the best world or one of my favorites. And it has been a world to me that I really enjoyed. It's pretty much one of the best worlds I've enjoyed when I played through Avalon. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the build of this world, and I loved it a lot. Like I went for this world like a few times because I currently have 5 wizards at the moment, and 2 of them at least went through Avalon, and I enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed it a lot, so that's why I'm gonna put Avalon there. It's just the best of the best, and it's really much of a good world. Surfaria. I really like. I feel I would put Surfaria. I would put Surfaria right here. Wait, I really love Surfaria. Surfaria is a great world because it has animals as well. Great. I like the storyline of it, even though it has a lot of quests. And that's where sheets. I think the sheets begin around Surfaria. If not, it's definitely around. Actually, no, it's around. Well, and it's Celestia. It's the sheets begin, where the monsters will put cheats. But Surfaria has been a good storyline to me. I really enjoyed my time in Surfaria. It's been one of the great worlds. But I would put Mushu and Wizard City still over Surfaria. But it's been a great world. But I would put Surfaria over Berry Road because it's been a great world to me, and I enjoyed it all. And I feel like that Surfaria has a lot of stuff that I would love for it to get. Yeah, I love in this game. Like you go for. I think it's Surfaria. Surfaria I think Surfaria is. Let's see, because like if you have 40 level 30 is Mushu. Dragon Spire is 40, 50 is Celestia. I think Surfaria is whenever you get to the water exchange. And it's where in the game that you will need to get better gear, more likely, to get through the other worlds. Like there'll be like the next few worlds that are coming. So I enjoyed Surfaria. I enjoyed every bit of it, and that's why Surfaria has really unique style, even though it's like mostly ONG. I like the theme of it. I like the build, and I feel like it's a great world. That's my personal opinion. Next world we have is Azteca. Azteca, I'm sorry, but I have to put it worse. I have to put it worse than Celestia. Worst world of the game by far. In my personal opinion, I wasn't really a fan of Azteca. I wasn't really a fan of that world. It was so long. It was boring. I did not like the energy, even though you do get the potent traps and the Shepherd Blade during that world. I wasn't really a fan of the storyline. The storyline made no sense. The way it was built made no sense. Nothing about it was good. That's all I'm gonna say. Horrible world. I hated it. It was just long as fuck. It's not long as the next world's coming, but like it is not a good world in my personal opinion. So I'm gonna put Azteca there. Did not like the storyline at all. So I'm gonna put Azteca there. That's all I'm gonna say. Chrysalis, there will be a bit of surprises for you fans out there. Because I really love I'm gonna be honest, Chrysalis I think it's gonna be a great. I think it's gonna be my grades. But it's gonna be above Mushu. It's gonna be above Wizard City. So I'm gonna put Chrysalis right there. Because there's reasons why I will put Chrysalis right there. Because Chrysalis, come on. Chrysalis is one of the has really good storyline. I put it at great because even though it's the longest world of the game, it has like 270 sub quests, or even 80. Even though it's like almost 300 quests, it has a really good storyline. I like the way it was built. I like the storyline of it, like because that's where the 2 ends, and that's where you end Morgif, and I really love the storyline. Because like at the end of it, you do. I wouldn't count the graduation as Chrysalis, but like you get it at the end. You get like whenever Chrysalis does end, you go to the graduation. You graduate as part of Waverhood, and I really enjoyed Chrysalis because the storyline made sense in this world. The way it was built made sense. Even though you do talk a lot and all that, I really love this world. And this is where Darkmoor comes. You gotta go through Darkmoor as well. Darkmoor is where when you get to level 100, that's where you get to Darkmoor. Darkmoor has been one of the great worlds that Darkmoor wasn't really a fan of because the dungeon was hard and it was very long. Even though that's the case, and it sucked ass, and it was stressful, in my personal opinion. I really love the way Chrysalis was made. Chrysalis was a great world built, and I enjoyed each part of it. So I'm gonna put Chrysalis right there because I really loved Chrysalis. Very good world. So next world, and I would recommend this storyline was just like the best, like one of the best in general. Next world, we have Polaris. Polaris is going to be up there. It's up there as well, but it will not be better than Avalon, of course, because I love the way Polaris was made, the way it was built, the way it was. It made total sense because you have a winter world. You have because you go into graduation first. When you graduate, you go through Polaris. You go to Polaris afterwards. I love the winter storyline. I love the way it was made. I love the cute penguins. They were so cute. I love the way it was made. It's a wintry world. And Polaris was definitely one of my favorites because it has very good storyline. Love the quests. And that's where you get to your third arc. This is the first world into your third arc, and that's where the storyline clearly makes sense, my personal opinion. And it makes total sense, and I really enjoyed the questing there, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Even though you do go against Baby Yaga and all that, it's just annoying. Baby Yaga is annoying, but even in that, I really enjoyed this world, and I enjoyed every part of it. So that's why I'm going to put Polaris right there, and that's all, and that's going to be it's like one of my favorite, my top 3 in the game, 100%. You'll see it later in the video because we are going to put another world right there, and you'll see why. So next world, Barrage. Barrage is the sand world, like mostly the sand world, the one that you go through sand and all that. I'll put this on here. I'm gonna put it on decent. I'm not really a fan of Boaz, but it's not bad. It's not void. Even though I would be close to putting it there. I'll keep Boaz right there because this is where the game that you get near the Arcadum. Arcadum this is where the Arcadum comes. This is my personal opinion. Arcadum, so like when we get to the last world, we're gonna be doing all the side worlds after, and then we're gonna be doing the fire raid worlds. So I am putting 100% Moaz right there because that's where the first time you encounter Arcadum. That's what I think it is. It's either that or Polaris, but I'm pretty sure it's Barrage. If I'm not mistaken, comment down below if I'm mistaken, guys. If I made a mistake, comment down below. Tell me if I made a mistake about that. But Barrage is this type of world that you go through the sand, you go through that. This is where you go for cat's potatoes as well. This is where you go for cat's potatoes. You can go and find cat's potatoes in one of the fights, one of the first areas that you hit when you enter the world. It's decent because I don't think it's as great as Severia. It was a decent storyline. I wasn't really a fan of Mirage, even though it is better than Dragonspire and Clocktopia, 100%, my personal opinion. I don't know what to say much about this one because it wasn't really that interesting to me. It was just decent. It was just a decent well-made world. That's all I'm going to say because that's all I'm going to say. Next world. Oh my god, it's Imperia. Imperia. Same fate as Chrysalis. It has really good storyline to it. It makes full sense. There's 2 parts of it. The first part and the second part. The storyline made sense. The way it was made was so good. They well made it. The way it was controlled. The way you get through the game, like when you quested and stuff, the storyline just clearly makes sense. Like you have lots of. It's just the end of Arc 3, and it makes clear sense the way it was made. It was one of the great worlds that I really enjoyed this world. And you do go against evil, but Boebos. You do go against a few other people that I forgot the names because I didn't play Imperia in so long. But it's a really good world. I enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite storylines of the game by far. you know it won't be, but it won't be the best because I feel like Polaris and Avalon beat that world because it is a fun world to play that I enjoyed. I didn't enjoy it as much as Avalon and Polaris, but I really enjoyed Apelia too. Like it's just a great world. It's just a great base world, and I enjoyed every bit of it. So I'm gonna put it right there, and that's all I'm gonna say. Next world, Caramel. You guys know what I'm gonna put Caramel in. Let's put that as my second favorite world of the game. It's even so because they're very close. Polaris and Caramel are very close, but I will put Polaris a bit ahead of that because Polaris has some really cool really cool builds, has a creativity look, the way it was made. Avalon is by far the best because it has some cool stuff. It is a really built world, really good storyline, and yeah. And Caramel will be placed on my best because I really love the way they made it. The chocolates are really cool. The spells are decent. The way it was made, I loved Caramel because the storyline was good. I loved it that they had different areas that you could go to, like the mine, the that I really loved the last fight as well. The storyline was good, and I'll definitely put it on my best. So and it's just an overall good world. It's definitely my top three. So we have top three of Avalon, Polaris, and Caramel. Those are my top three favorites. And that's all I'm gonna say. Lemuria. I'm gonna put this on decent as well. I'm just gonna say it's a bit I'm just gonna say it's ahead of this is tough because I wasn't really a fan of Lemuria. I could argue to putting it down, but it's not. But here, but like it's not worse than Mirage. Let's put Mirage down. To be honest, and let's do that because why not? I feel like the Lemuria is a bit better than Mirage, so I put it on decent. I just don't. I just feel like Mirage is just kind of boring. So yeah, Lemuria. The storyline was decent. I felt like it made a bit of sense, but I wasn't really a fan of Lemuria at the same time. It was a decent made world. I did like some areas of it. There were some areas like the area that's black and white. I like that area. I love the ending that you go on to the shoot and stuff. But I feel like it's not as good as Barley Mode still. Barley Mode is another world that I felt like it was pretty decent. And the world's top of here, I felt were better than that. So it like made more sense. In Lemuria, it's just a decent well made. This is where at the end of the world you go to get. I forgot what the gear is. Oh. Oh, it's what is it called? Merciless. It's Merciless gear. It's where you go to get Merciless gear at the end of the world. You do and I feel like the last dungeon there, that fight is annoying. I don't like I don't recommend you guys farm there if you guys want to farm there. It's not a world that I was a fan of, but it is decent. It is a decent well-made world in my personal opinion, and that's all I'm gonna say. Is that it was a decent, well-made world. So, yeah, that's why I'm gonna put it on decent. That's all I'm gonna say. Next world we have is Novus. Novus. So, I'm gonna put this on another decent world because I feel like it's pretty decent, but it is better than Lemuria in my personal opinion. I pretty much love the start of the storyline of Novus. You go on and do a fight to get the spell against that dog person or like that animal solo fight, and you go on to get a spell of the world. Even though it is a single hit for all schools, I feel like it is a pretty decent world. Love the storyline a lot better than Lemuria. I'll actually put it on top of Barley Mode to be really honest. No, actually, no. We'll have it like that. So Novus will be a decent world because I feel like it's a pretty decent world. The quest line is decent. I just wasn't a fan of the Aeon fight at the same time at the end of the world. It was pretty annoying because you have to like there's a lot of sheets and I just didn't like it. And the gear farming of that world was annoying to me. That took hours. And I just wasn't a big fan of that world. It just wasn't too compelling to me. I wasn't interested. But other than that, I feel like it's a pretty decent world, decent made. Because I had some good some pros and cons about that world, and that's all I'm gonna say. Wall I actually so this is the new world. This is the world that came out the latest. Like the latest world that came out at the end of 2023. This was a world. This is a world that, to be honest with you, it's better than Safaria. Yeah, it is definitely better than Safaria. Better than Bushu. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it's right here. Walu is right here. Great. I think it's a great. Actually, to think of it, I'll put Safaria at decent. I'll put Safaria at decent, and then we'll do that. So Walu. I really enjoyed this world because I really enjoyed it, even though it's surprising because all the solo fights were so hard. It was a really all the solo fights were stressful. It was hard. It was hard to do the fight. I had to get help. I had to get like help from my team chat. Like people from my chat was helping me, and they would tell me what to do. They were like guiding me through it. I had to get help for all those fights. So, but I really love the storyline. I love that. I love like, but the goal like 3, 4, that was so annoying. That goal was pissing me off. Even in that, I just think that the storyline's good. I like the Aussie accent, like the Aussie accent, like the mighty hey, like those accents. I like that. I love the story. I love the storyline of Walu. I enjoyed the world looking. I like the Western theme. It's pretty cool. I like the areas like that. You have like a certain area called the Kali Lands. You have some spots that are really fun. I just like the storyline in general. The well-made world build, I really love the way they made it so you could farm it. Like you craft the gear. Crafting the gear was so fun for Walu because we had to do different fights. Even though we had to do different fights, you only have to you got to get badges to craft it, and it wasn't really that stressful. It wasn't really that hard because you have to like do the fight certain times, and then you gotta get the materials. And you can just you can just do the side quest to go to Bandicoot. You can do fights there. You get easy G water. G water helps you, and I really enjoyed this world. It was a lot of fun, and I'm just gonna put it on great because I feel like it was a pretty great world. I feel like they did really well with this world. They actually did really well, and I enjoyed it. And it was very fun for me. Very fun. Even though there was a lot of annoying boss fights, a lot of cheats, I think it's better than Safaria by far. And I'm just gonna put it right there. That's all I'm gonna say. And I feel like it's a pretty great world, in my personal opinion. And now we're gonna go on to the side worlds. So Wisteria, it's worse than Cornutopia. To be really honest, it's not worse than Celestia. It's not worse than Azteca. But I will put. Actually, yeah, it's just a pretty bullied world. It sucked. It sucked ass. It was a pretty bullied world. I just didn't like, even though it is it's the side world, by the way. Side worlds were studied. So kind of this was the first side world we're doing. And I didn't really enjoy Wisteria. Wisteria was a world that I just really didn't enjoy. It wasn't like that compelling to me. It wasn't really fun. It just wasn't a world that I would recommend playing again. I'm not doing Wisteria ever again on any of my wizards. I did it on my ice, and it was so fucking bullied. The quest line sucks. It wasn't well made. It's not bad. It's not like as bad as this is stressful and all that, and bullying, and horrible. But it was a decent made world, and it's not decent. It wasn't a good built based world. So I'm gonna put this right here. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. Guys, I'm sorry about that. I'm just talking fast. It just wasn't like my favorite. That is all I'm gonna say. Grizzlehive by chance. I'm gonna put this. It's better than all. It's better than Mushu. I'm gonna say it's better than Wizard City. Imperia. I'll put it over Imperia. I'll say this. I'll say that. So Grizzlehive will be there. I'll put it as great. I feel like it was a pretty my favorite side world game by far. My favorite side world by far. Grizzlehive was just an awesome world. Side quest. I'm definitely going there for all my rest of my wizards. A fun world. I would recommend it because you get a lot of XP. You can get a lot of stuff. It's just a world that like it's very fun. You can get a lot of great XP. This quests aren't too hard. The way you're able to go for the world is very fun. The way you're able to go for stuff is very fun. It's my favorite side world game. It's just a lot of fun, and I enjoyed every part of it. So I'm gonna put that right there because overall it's a great world. Storyline's great for it. I really love the build of it, the bears and all that, and I just enjoyed it. Like it's a pretty good side world, side quest, side world you can go to get more XP, get more stuff, more money, and they also have like I don't know if it's this or that, but I think it's Winter Tusk. That's where it get like you can go and do the water right thing to go and get the gear, water lake. So that's what I'm gonna put there. Winter Tusk. Winter Tusk is also. I'm not gonna count. Should I count Wizard Tusk? So I don't know. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna skip these two for now. Darkmoor. Horrible. Darkmoor, even though it is like good fights and all that, it looks pretty cool. The build. I wasn't really a fan of Darkmoor. The way you were able to gear farm it, it was horrible. The way it was made, it was horrible because the drop rates of getting the Darkmoor gear is horrible. I just wasn't a fan of it. And I'm not a fan of like farming too much like that. It just takes a long time. It took me hours to get my gears for it. I hated it. So that's why I'm gonna put worst because it was just horrible, too long, and it just wasn't my favorite. So that's why I'm gonna put it here. When Catacombs, I wasn't. I'll just put Catacombs at decent. I just think it was a decent, well made. I'm just gonna say this. It was just a decent, well made world. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't have too much words. Actually, I'll just say it's boring. You know, I'll just say that. I'll put it here. I'll put it here. I actually like Dragonspire way more than this. But I like that way more than these. Aquila? I don't even know Aquila much. Let's search up Aquila. Wizard101. I think it's still. Is it the one where you do the Mount Olympus? Yeah, it's where you do the Mount Olympus firing and all that. If that's the case, I'm gonna put it here. I think it's just boring. It's not good. It's not the worst. It's better than that. 100%. I think it's better than this too, and it's better. No, it's better than that. So that's all I'm gonna say. I think it's a pretty boring role that sucks. I don't have much reason for the final ones. Winter Tusk though. I'll just put it on great. I just think it was a well-made world built. I liked that you could go for Winter Tusk gear. I love that. And I just think it's overall a great world. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's it for the tier list video. That's my worst to my best to my worst. We're gonna go from the top from the best to the worst. So for the best, I have Avalon, Polaris, Caramel. For my great, I have Grizzlehive, Chrysalis, Imperia, Wizard City, Wushu, Wawu, Winter Tusk. I'm gonna look because Safaria. He said Safaria, Barley, Novis, Samaria, Boeing, Mirage, Tiger Spire. Actually, to think of it, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll keep that. These suck. These suck. Song. I'll just rename it the Horrible. Mirage, I'll put it at decent actually. To think of it. Maybe we put this ahead of that, but I don't know. Hopefully I'll do that. Novice. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this. Tag Inspired, Catacombs. Catacombs, I might put that decent as well. Actually, Winter Tusk. Ooh. I agree that these three are my tops, so I'm not gonna argue about that. Crystal High, Chrysalis, Imperia. Imperia, I did like both these storylines, so I'm gonna put both of these up there. So I feel confident about that. With City Bushu, I'm gonna put Bushu over that, just because why not? Walu, Wintus. I'm gonna put Missile Hype over that. We could always put it with decent, but I really did enjoy Walu. Safaria. Safaria. Early mode. Lightly mode over Safaria. That's I'll pick up with that. Samaria over that. Safaria I'd put over that. Nobis. These both just are kind of the same to me. It's skill wise. Well, Catacombs. I feel confident about these top. Now we're gonna go to here. This is where it gets tough for this. Second 100% gonna be the worst roll of the game. I'm sorry, but this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be my top 10 rolls of the game. And you got 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. This will be my top 16. Dragon Spire, Clocktopia. It could definitely change a lot, but Dragon Spire, Clocktopia. I did like the soil a lot more than that, so I'll put that there. Tequila. I'm sorry, but I have to put Wisteria over Tequila. I don't know. Because these both are kind of the same skill. I like that a bit more, actually. We'll do that. And we'll do that. No. We'll do... I feel confident about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, turn notifications. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list. And we will see you guys in the next video or live stream. I'm on my Twitch. Go check out my channel. It'll be in the description. I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you guys in the next video. I'm sorry it took a lot, almost 40 minutes. See you guys next video. Bye, guys.